What is up, my dudes? And the one girl who probably thinks this is all just a little bit of hocus pocus. This is Bikes, Beers, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I did record this intro on my bike, although then my GoPro did all kinds of funny things. When I left the house, it said 75%. It didn't seem to turn out that way once I was riding. I didn't make it past the intro. I may not have actually made it past the intro. I don't know. Figure that out later. But we are in Salem, Mass. Catch up with you in a minute. So last year when I stood in Salem Common, I'll actually throw that video there. For nothing else, you should definitely check out that video because for the first couple minutes, I have the Crypt Keeper introduce that video. The freaking Crypt Keeper. How many people do Halloween motovlogs have the Crypt Keeper? You should definitely check that out. Nonetheless, I stood in the Salem Common and I did kind of like a pan around. It's actually still part of my intro. Just to show you how empty it was and how it shouldn't be that way. And I wanted to give you a better idea of what it should look like. So, yeah, lots of tents, lots of food. This is only just a small piece of it, but I want to take you around Salem today and just kind of show you like the big differences between this year and last year. So let's go. Clearly the Salem Museum is doing quite well this year. I hate it because I always want to take a picture in front of it with my bike, but they always have that big dumb tent there. So clearly the Salem Common's alive and well. We're going to go hit some of the other destinations, and hey, if you're coming out to Salem and you've never been here before, consider this kind of like some suggestions of places to check out. Quite honestly, it's all hokey, but it is fun, and it's an experience that you do want to do at least once if you're into all the Halloween stuff. Can't have Salem without a bunch of haunted tours of stuff where you don't actually find anything haunted. But hey, it's there. The other thing about Salem over the last few years is if you need anything Harry Potter related, Salem's the place to be, man. They do custom stuff, they do commercial stuff. They're all over the gamut for that stuff because hey, witches. Essentially, Salem is Disney World if everyone in Disney World thought they were a witch. So there's one thing that I see a lot nowadays, and you can see it over this shoulder, is just random people dressing up in like, I don't know, like kind of okay Halloween costumes at best with a tip bucket so you can take a picture next to them. So, you know, if you feel like taking a picture next to somebody who just bought a Halloween costume at Spencer's, it's here. It's here. But for real, they're like literally everywhere on this strip. It's not Salem unless somebody's trying to save your soul. This dude really wants to save your soul, like wicked. So for those of you who missed my last video, my last Halloween video, first off, shame on you. Shame. 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 Second off, this town hall was actually used to film parts of Hocus Pocus. So it's still here. You can still use it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, if you watch the movie, you will see this town hall. So we're on the other side of the town hall now. There are just tents everywhere. For those of you who aren't aware, really October for Salem is really like their Black Friday. This is where like a ton of the businesses make their money for the year. So it really is a big deal, and it was a huge deal when like everything got canceled last year. So this whole section behind me is known as Artist Row. I had some people crowding around me for a little bit, so I cast a spell called Crop Dustius. And people sort of backed off at that point, so that worked out pretty well. I might have to cast a few more of those. It is definitely a busy place to be. So again, for those of you who didn't watch my last video, I'm looking right at you. I'm burning a hole into your soul for doing that. That's Engine House Pizza. For the 5 people that watched it, that's they used that in Lords of Salem from Rob Zombie. So I don't know if you happen to accidentally watch it, or lose a bet or something. That's in the movie. The Pbds Museum is holding a nice little witch trials exhibit currently as well. So it's a pretty sweet museum. So if you're down in the area, you should definitely check it out. I mean, one of the cool parts is, like, Salem is really rich in history, and there is a lot of like houses that have been preserved over the years and stuff. Salem Village is it's a model village of how they would have lived. You can actually see that in Hocus Pocus as well. It's in the opening scenes. They used Salem's replica village as a real one in that movie. So we're not going to the shops currently because masks are required and I don't have one on me. And also there's wicked long lines for everything, so it's kind of not worth it at this point in time. So as you notice, there's not a lot of costumes going on right now, and that's because it's still not Halloween, so you don't see it a lot until that actual weekend where it happens. But there's a few popping up here and there, mostly character actors, people who work here, they're trying to get tips, stuff like that. The closer we get to Halloween, the more busy like it gets. It is quite interesting, but it really does go, it starts going nuts to butts, like maybe about a week out. So the reason why I'm not recording this for Halloween is because, let's be honest, none of you are watching this video in November, so you got to get it out like early, which means you can't get all the costumes and like the peak of Halloween. I'll post pictures on my IG. Make sure you're following me there. Alright guys, well, I can't do an outro on the bike because the GoPro sucks, so whatever. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Share this with friends, share it with family. Share with that one girl you know that watched The Craft 12 times and now is convinced she's a witch and trying to recruit 3 others to start a company. They love this stuff, trust me. I'll see you all on the flip side.